my dear friends. Today I'm going to introduce you about a new subject about transcendental meditation. Because I used to meet several different people in my life and I'm interviewing them and share their knowledge with you. Today I'm meeting, you can tell your name and you can describe, he's from UK and he is a master of transcendental meditation because his father has a center in UK. He's Finlay. Yeah, you can introduce a lot more and you can give a small introduction first about what is transcendental meditation.
Yeah, well, I'm Finlay McPherson. I'm from Scotland. I learned transcendental meditation when I was 10 years old. My father used to teach it in Edinburgh and Glasgow, across the borders in Scotland. TM for short is a effortless, natural technique that utilizes a mantra to transcend the relative level of life to its core, or the source of our consciousness. We practice for 20 minutes at a time, and you can learn via a certified TM instructor who has been through a rigorous training program, which is essential to align with the core values and the subtle differences between different types of meditation. It's very important to learn from a certified teacher. This knowledge was originated from the Himalayas and brought to the West in the late 50s, early 60s by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And so he's retained the authenticity of the practice by teaching his new teachers for 6 months at a time with a rigorous training program. And so no element of the knowledge is lost, everything is handed down. And yeah, it's a very beautiful thing to practice.
Yes, very happy to have you as my guest in my Shanon Lake Villa, because at Shanon Lake Villa I'm meeting so many knowledgeable people with different fields, so that I'm going to share all their knowledge in my YouTube. So my dear, actually I also have read about transcendental meditation and I have tried to practice, but the thing is I never had a teacher. I only learned it from the books, but I got good results because as an author I have been practicing that simple theory and I found I got a lot of knowledge pouring into my mind to write creative novels and all that. What do you think? Can somebody practice without a teacher?
I think absolutely, and I think there are many ways of getting to the same space. What I would say is that you have to be very careful. I mentioned subtle differences between practices earlier, and I think that it's very easy to not be doing the technique quite correctly, or to begin doing it correctly and then find that you start introducing new things and fall down different paths. And I don't discredit any other form of meditation or meditation that hasn't been taught by a teacher, a certified teacher. But what I would say is that in order to attain the highest level of benefit from meditation, it's important that you're doing it correctly and consistently every time. And learning transcendental meditation through a certified teacher ensures that you are consistently reaching that deep state, that the most silent part of our consciousness, because you have been trained in a way that is very easy to repeat and to access every time you do it. And for us, it's recommended twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, and that can sound like a lot of time out of your day, 40 minutes. But when you do it twice a day, regularly, every day, that's when you're seeing the highest level of benefits. And after a period of time, it just becomes like brushing your teeth. You just integrate it into your routine.
Do you do that every day? And how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, well, as I said, I learned when I was 10. And I was very blessed to be born into such a situation. For maybe 4 or 5 years I was regular, and then at the age of 15 started to rebel against the knowledge that had been passed down to me, probably naturally because it was from my parents. But so I stopped for a while, and I found around 22, late university, that had gone down a path that was deeply unfulfilling, and I reached a point where I had lost contact with myself, and so I naturally found my way back to the practice, and now I'm 27. I've been very regular since then, so another 5 years of that.
That's very good to hear a Westerner doing such spiritual practices. You know, usually Eastern people are very, they are prominent, and they are always doing such meditation and all that. But now I know in Western it's spreading.
Absolutely. And the West is very detached, generally speaking, very detached from any form of spirituality. But I would say that this kind of beliefs, this way of living your life, goes beyond race or nationality or gender. Everyone shares consciousness, and everyone is able to access the deepest levels of their consciousness through these practices. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual thing for you. Maharishi designed the technique in a way that is it pairs the spiritual element to life with the scientific values of life, and it's a mechanical technique that works every time that you do it. You don't have to believe in anything. You just do the practice as you're taught, and the mechanical technique will bring you the results.
So you think we have to do the exact practice? Without that, it's not TM.
I would say so. I haven't had any other experience of meditation, but I've spoken with lots of people who have tried things like Vipassana, where you go into a deep state of silence for 10 days, no contact, no eye contact, no communication. And after 10 days, I would say that you reach that same level of deep silence within. I would say, from what I've heard, that as soon as that course ends, you're integrating back into daily life, and it can be very, very difficult to retain that level of silence and quiet within your life. And so from that, I see parallels between the transcendental state that I reach when performing TM, but with the benefit of retaining that throughout my day and throughout my week, throughout my life, because I'm practicing it every day consistently and reaching that level very effortlessly within seconds of starting to meditate.
Yes. Since we are talking about meditation, and since we were talking about Vipassana, I also just want to add something, because the thing I know about Vipassana is that's very wrong. Just to keep silent, eye contact, that's not real Vipassana, my dear. Real Vipassana is just to know who you are, what are your negative files, how to get over that. That's the thing. That's the real Vipassana.
Sure.
But I think it has gone wrong.
Well, that's exactly the point, right? There's all these different kinds of meditations, but people are taking their own spin-offs and adding new things, and it's not to say that they're wrong, but it's to say that they've strayed
to do
from
as a business.
Yeah, as a business, and they've strayed from the authenticity and the origin of where this came from, and that was Maharishi's whole thing, was to give praise to the people who he learned this from and to share the knowledge, because it is so profound. And
yes.
Yeah.
Could you say the benefits you have gained from this Vipassana?
From Transcendental meditation?
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, lots. I think the biggest one for me is feeling connected to who I really am, and no longer feeling lost in life. I think with that comes a deep level of calm, and a lot less stress and anxiety, I don't get flustered in situations, high pressure situations. I'm able to see things clearly and calmly and act accordingly, and I think it's enhanced my relationships with everyone that I meet. Because I'm fulfilled within, I'm able to recognize, I'm able to just experience life from a level of happiness which brings forth strong, deep connections with people, you know. There's
That's very
no
good.
barrier to
Yeah.
the conversation or to understanding who someone is and seeing them for who they really are. And
Yeah. That's very good. One friend who is staying here also was talking about TM meditation, and he said somebody has gone very deep levels and that person could levitate. Is that true? Can that level be attained?
I believe so. I have never seen it or done
It's
it
like
myself.
magic. It's
but
like magic to me.
yeah, well, you know, there are things, and I think the point is that there are things in this world that we cannot see and we cannot understand without a deep level of experience and understanding, and I think you can only truly understand something by experiencing it. And I can't speak on the levitation, unfortunately.
Yeah. Can you just tell me about your parents and your center and what type of work you are doing there?
Yeah, well,
On that.
my father stopped teaching in the 90s, but him and my mother are still very active, meditating every day. Myself, I work for a small agency that provides marketing for the Transcendental meditation organization within the UK.
That means your father owns a Transcendental meditation organization.
No. He
Working for
he
that.
was taught to teach,
Yeah.
and he taught for 10 years.
In an
then
organization.
in the Transcendental Meditation Organization within the UK. Yes, he taught in Scotland, and then he moved on to other things, but
That's very good.
maintained the level of practice that he had before.
So you what type of actually, can you tell me the procedure? You said you are doing a mantra or something?
Yeah, so the reason that we learn from a certified teacher is that you get given a mantra that is specific to your being, and a mantra is essentially a sound from the deepest level of creation. It has no essential meaning in our relative world, which is why it works when you use it to transcend relative life and access the source of your consciousness.
What is that sound? Specific sound? Om or what?
Well, I can't divulge my own mantra. It's specific to me, and if I say it out loud, then it has no meaning. It won't work for me.
That means no specific sound, but we can create our own sound. Is that so?
No, I believe that you should experience it from a trained teacher in order to give you the exact mantra that works for you. We all have a physiology that's made up of different atoms and molecules that create different types of doshas, which is what they're called in Ayurvedic. And the specified mantra is essential to work tirelessly with your own
especially
being.
We have chakras, energy chakras, so each chakra has a different sound, so it's better to select the specific sound system, something like that. Yes, that's very good. So every day, then as a traveler, can you practice it continuously?
Absolutely. I mean, it poses challenges when you're in social situations. I find I have to just be selfish and take time for myself, and I'd say that's the hardest part about it, especially, you know, being at a social age. But the beauty of Transcendental meditation is that you can practice it literally anywhere, on a bus, a train, a plane, a car if you're not driving it. It doesn't matter necessarily, although about the external noises, although silence would be preferable, it doesn't matter because what we're doing is taking our mind and going within using the mantra, and so all the noises or chaos that's out in the relative world ceases to exist after a while, and when you're in the meditation.
Is it necessary to close your eyes
Yes.
when you are doing that?
Yes, it's essential to close your eyes.
It's necessary.
Yes.
So when you are in a crowd, you can't make a sound, no? But when you are among some people, are you going to make any sound if you are going to do that meditation?
No, every mantra is performed silently within the mind.
Inside.
Yes, not outside. And so to anyone passing by, it just looks like you're taking a little nap, sitting comfortably.
That's very good. Yeah. See, it's so nice to know an Englishman so young is into meditation.
Scottish now.
Scottish, yeah. Yeah, it's so nice to know because meditation is very important to everybody because it really improves our spiritual plane and our bodily body consciousness, and all the problems creating in our body all are cured due to this good positive vibes you are creating through your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a good example. So you can say some more about this transcendental meditation if you have to say some more.
Yeah, I'd say one thing left to say is that it can be difficult getting into these kinds of things, but once you understand the principle that our lives are lived through our projection of our own consciousness, you understand the importance of protecting and enhancing, developing that consciousness. And through every meditation, we are actually cleansing our nervous system of physical stress that binds itself to the nervous system and stays in the physiology whether we know about it or not. And undergoing consistent transcending breaks the binds of these stresses and releases, and therefore cleanses our physiology and our consciousness. And when that starts to happen, you're able to live a happier, more fulfilled life.
Yes.
And because everyone has consciousness, this is a practice for everyone, regardless of your spiritual or religious beliefs. It's compatible with religion. You don't have to believe in a god or an entity, or it's just
your own consciousness
it's
is
for
what
you.
is creating.
Exactly. And when an individual is fulfilled, they can bring fulfillment into other people's lives, and everyone benefits from you developing your own consciousness.
That's very good. You have been sharing a lot of good knowledge. And one final question I have to ask: would you mind telling the steps in a very
for how to learn?
No. Just tell me the steps you are going through that transcendental meditation. How to start, how you go deep into that, how you do that.
Well, like I said, it's important to learn from a certified teacher.
Not that I'm going to allow the viewers to do transcendental meditation by listening this one, but just to get some knowledge about how you are doing it.
Yeah, so literally just sitting comfortably with the eyes closed. You don't have to be in lotus position or
you are free to.
Yeah, you're free as long as you're comfortable and you're sitting upright, which is important. Just gently close the eyes and begin to think your mantra, and you're there for 20 minutes. I think an important point is that a lot of meditation brands ask you to push away thoughts and or focus on your breath work.
So you are focusing on your breath work and you are thinking of that mantra?
No, you don't think about your breath. You don't think about anything.
We don't think of breath. We
don't,
don't.
no, no.
We don't
You
care.
just allow thoughts to come and go. As if a thought appears, you acknowledge it and you just begin to think the mantra again. And that cycle repeats. You think the mantra, a thought may come. It may come for the entire duration of your practice. It
And
doesn't matter.
it's sort of keeping your mind at one place instead of going here and there.
But the key thing to note is that you're not trying to do anything. The minute that you
Just
try,
be at the moment.
the minute
here
that
and
you
now.
try to focus on your breath or to push away thoughts, this keeps your mind on the relative surface level of your consciousness. If you can think of it as like an ocean, on the top we have these massive waves of turbulence and thoughts, and by performing the mantra we transcend the surface level to the depths of the sea and your consciousness, where everything lies still no matter how turbulent the surface is.
Yeah, it's like understanding you. Just be yourself, just be here and now, just be free and understand you better. Is that so?
Yeah.
In
I
a
mean,
nutshell. Is that so?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's so simple, it's beautiful thing. But I'm not recommending anybody to try this one. But you better go for a good TM master and learn that this is actually going to be a very good meditation technique. And thank you very much, my dear friend, for sharing all this beautiful knowledge on my YouTube channel.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And all the best to your life and
Yeah.
your future, okay?
Thank you for having me.